Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is a 2019 Chevy Colorado Z71. And today, I'm gonna show you guys around the truck. And before anybody calls me on that no parking sign, it says no parking that way. Doesn't say anything about parking right here, I think. Before I begin, I want to thank Outen Chevrolet in Allentown, Pennsylvania for allowing me to review this truck. For all your Chevrolet needs, you can find Outen at their website, OutenChevyAllentown.com. Starting out up front, you do have halogen headlights, high beams, turn signals, and fog lights. Unfortunately, still no option on the Colorado for LED lights, but new for 2019, you do have the option of this new grille with Chevrolet spelled across it, not too dissimilar to how the Silverado does it. I think it gives the truck a more handsome and aggressive look. And lastly, down here you do have your tow hooks, just in case you ever need to pull a Ford Ranger out of the snow. Moving under the hood, the Colorado is powered by a 3.6-liter V6. That makes 308 horsepower, and as I've now been corrected, 275 foot-pound of torque. A lot of people called out in my last video, I said pound-feet, but apparently it could be said foot-pound or pound-feet, so 275 foot-pound of torque. And that translates to about 20 miles per gallon in the city and 26 on the highway, so that's actually very good for a mid-sized pickup truck. You don't see that all too often into the higher 20s with these guys. Moving on to the profile of the truck, you'll have 16-inch steel wheels right here. I really like the two-tone color on them. You get this darker matte gray with the lighter silver finish. I think that goes really great with these Wrangler wheels. Helps this already very bright orange truck to stand out even more. Speaking of orange, you do get body color mirror caps and door handles. The color is called Crush. I don't know if the truck company has a deal with the soda company, but nonetheless it is called Crush. I picked this one specifically because in a sea of silver, black, and red trucks, I really think this orange one stands out. Moving down here, you do have these running boards. I don't know if they have a specific name, but that is very helpful to get in and adds kind of to this cool off-road feel, because this is the Z71 off-road package, very popular for the Chevy trucks. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's the most popular package to get on the vehicle. Let's move to the back. Moving on to the rear of the truck, you're gonna have these little cutouts in the step here, so you can have easier access to the bed, which I really like on the Chevys. That's also on the Silverado as well. Moving back here, you do have a black bow tie for the Chevy emblem that kind of matches the aesthetic of the black grille on the front. And you're gonna have a backup camera and backup sensors, so they'll beep on the truck if you're backing into something, well, to prevent you from backing into something. And then what I enjoy most on this truck, which is fantastic, is I checked this time before I just opened the tailgate. A dampened aluminum tailgate, fantastic. Especially in this mid-size segment, you're not gonna get a lot of aluminums and you're not gonna get a lot of dampened. So to have this both together, really nice. You also do get a spray-in bed liner on this guy as well. When it comes to payload and towing capacity, the Colorado also doesn't disappoint. It has a payload of 1,574 pounds and a towing capacity of up to 7,000 pounds. That is right in line with its other competitors. You could haul quite a lot with this truck. Let's move to the inside. Moving on to the interior of the Colorado, driver's side grab handle check. There's no driver's side grab handle on the Colorado, so it does fail the test and it's going on the list, but that could be forgiven because the Colorado doesn't have a huge step in height. It doesn't necessarily need that driver's side grab handle, though you do have one on the passenger side. And especially with the Z71 package, you do have the step-in running board, so it makes it pretty easy to get inside. Moving on to the actual interior of the Colorado here, I really, really like it. This Z71 is equipped with almost everything you can get on the Colorado, if not everything. So let me show you everything you do get on this one. In the center gauge cluster, you do have a traditional tach and a speedometer. You have your traditional fuel gauges and your engine temperature, and then you have a small screen down here that tells you your miles per gallon, how much is left, your average distance, trip, everything traditionally you'd see on the newer trucks. You do have steering wheel controls for volume and your cruise control. Moving over here, you do have a large 8-inch infotainment system. This is really cool. So this one does also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. As I mentioned, a lot of these newer trucks are getting that. That's really cool, as well as 4G LTE Wi-Fi, which again, I mentioned is so cool to see in these trucks. Moving below that, you do have your controls for the screen. And then below that, you have your climate, One cool thing with the climate controls is you get these little digital screens. When you turn them, you get a little digital readout of the actual temperature and the actual climate. I think that's really unique. You don't see that all too often with most of these vehicles. Moving below that, you have these really cool switches for your hazards, your bed light, your hill descent control, and your front parking sensor. For the parking assist, you do have your trailering as well. And then below that, this one does have heated seats. Chevy's really cool because they give you the option of heated bottom and back, or if you just want to do the back. Some other brands just give you the option for the whole seat heated. So it's nice to see on this particular one, you do get the option for that. Below that, you do have an SD card slot, and then you're also going to have 2 USB slots down here and a 12-volt power outlet. Right here, too, you do have wireless charging down here for your phone. That is really unique, too, to see that. Really, really cool to have it on this Colorado. The steering wheel is leather wrapped, very, very comfortable. You're also going to get leather in the most important places, on your armrest right here when you're driving down the city like this. This is hard touch plastic up here. I presume that's probably if you had the window down, so if it gets rained on, it won't ruin the leather. And then you do have all your steering wheel, or your window controls rather, right here, and your mirror controls. Overall, it is a very comfortable seat. This one does have options for power adjusting seats, something that competitors like the Tacoma didn't get till just this year. So really cool to see that as well on this one. And then this one also is equipped with the Bose audio sound system. I can't play you anything, unfortunately, because I don't want to get copyright struck, but trust me, it's really, really good. Wrapping up at the back here, I'm going to try to not accidentally lock myself in like I did with the Silverado. One thing I don't think I mentioned is this has leather seats. I think I'm just not used to usually reviewing trucks with leather seats, but they are incredibly comfortable, very plush. So moving in here, you do have a good amount of legroom. Knee room is pretty good. This is about where I'd sit. So for a mid-sized truck, it's pretty decent. You kind of get what you expect with the mid-sized trucks. Down here, you do have 2 USB ports for charging and another 12-volt. That is very convenient. Back here, you do have a manually sliding rear window. It would be nice to have a power window, but with so many other features and amenities, I can forgive it. Over here, you do have little fold-down armrest with 2 cup holders in the center. And I think that's about it back here. Now, these seats do fold. I will show you that. We're going to figure this out right now. I know they fold, but I don't know how they fold. So let's see. I don't know if this goes up or if this goes down. Okay, so this goes down. Okay, so just like this, they fold down. Doesn't look like there's many other tricks. I know some have tricks. So yeah, this just folds down for a flat load floor on the top with carpet, but it doesn't. They don't flip up or fold down. You do have underneath here, you do have like little cubbies. Oh yes, this does come up. I take it back. It appears that this does come up. Now maybe I am oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I found out it's secret. There is another thing down here. So there is a cubby so you could store some stuff down here. Looks like tire iron and some stuff to change the spare if you need to. And then there's just a latch to release that. Okay, there you go. That's pretty cool. All right. So I think that wraps up the interior. Let's take this thing for a spin. One more thing I thought was worth mentioning before we take the truck for a drive is it does come equipped with factory remote start. If we lock the truck and hold the button down. Now let's take it for a drive. All right, driving the Colorado. Now I'm actually really excited to drive this because I've driven the GMC Canyon, but I've never actually driven a Colorado before. The GMC was actually my number 2 choice behind the Tacoma before I bought it, but the GMC was a little out of my price range. I guess I just really never looked at the Colorado. This is actually a very well-built truck. This 8-speed automatic is very, very responsive, and it handles really well. Like when you gun it, there's no input lag like some of the other competitors have. This really, really does handle quite well. Yeah. And I really like the driving position. The seating position is fantastic. You really do feel not as high up as you would in a full-size truck, but you do kind of feel very commanding on the road with this thing. and it doesn't feel bulky. Some of the other mid-size trucks I've driven feel like they're full-size trucks, and this doesn't. This really feels like you can handle it. And you don't really feel the gears shifting. Some of the other trucks, you really feel those gear shifts, and it can be very off-putting when it comes to driving them. So for this guy, it's very nice to see that it does have the smoother driving dynamics. Now this, under the hood, is as far as I know, almost identical to the GMC Canyon. If you're looking for a truck to take off-road, this is definitely the one to do it with. But if you're looking for more of like a luxury-oriented truck, you have the option of the Canyon, which I think is really cool. So you have the different options, even though they're pretty much the same truck. GMC kind of tends to lean towards more of that luxurious feel. I really hope to review a Canyon at some point and show you guys all the features on that and all the really high-end ones. But for a Chevy, this has the heated seats, which are fantastic. You have the hill descent control. That's great for like off-roading and stuff like that. And then you have all the parking sensors and the safety. Really cool to see that all these truck brands are implementing these safety features, because we didn't have that a couple years ago, and this is really definitely going to prevent a lot of accidents for people. And that's what really it comes down to. Is it's not about how many gizmos and gadgets you can put in a thing. It's, I think, is do those safety features work, and are they going to prevent accidents in the future? And I think that that's what they've really nailed down here. The build quality of all the materials is really, really high. I'm actually very impressed with Chevy's build quality on these materials. And it should be expected when you're getting a trim like this. It's very fantastic. So that's my advice, is if you're looking for a mid-sized truck, go take a Colorado, go take a Canyon out, and hey, go take a Ranger out, go take a Tacoma out, go take a Nissan Frontier out, and see what you like and what fits best. But I'm very, very impressed with this Chevy Colorado. I think it just won, I think it was Kelley Blue Book Mid-Size Truck of the Year, and I could see why it was the best buy of the year. It definitely handles well. It feels great. You get this commanding view. Overall, I mean, it would be nice to have a power window. It would be nice to have LED headlights, but those aren't necessities. Those are just more premium features, and this has a bunch of premium features. So at the end of the day, I think this is definitely a really cool truck and something that you should look at. So I want to thank Outen Chevrolet again for allowing me to review this truck. And for all your Chevrolet needs, you can visit Outen in Allentown. That's a tongue twister. Outen Chevrolet in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Or you could visit them at their website. I'll link that in the description below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. And remember, no matter what truck you get, I'll pray it lasts you a long time and it serves you well. Thanks for watching.